All right. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another great video here on the channel. I want to talk about some trades that I took on Friday. They were a great opportunity I saw for scalping and been able to just get into some nice profitable entries, okay? So, I'm not sure how you guys ended up faring on Friday. You know, there was some great opportunities based on both off the E-mini S&P 500, if you want, or the ES futures, and the NASDAQ 100 or the NQ futures. So great opportunities. So I want to talk about the trades that I actually took here on the channel today, so that, you know, maybe you kind of took some of the same trades, maybe you didn't. But if you did, you know, leave me a comment and let me know, hey, I took that trade, saw that opportunity, or I missed that entry, but I had it marked off on my chart. I just want to kind of, you know, start following some of you guys' trades here on the YouTube channel as well. So just kind of get a feel if some of you took the same trades. I know there's a lot of individuals on the Discord or members that are part of the community that really don't engage. I see the, you know, the online activity, or those that are currently, you know, tuned in to the channel during the US session while we were on the trading floor and sharing screenshots of our entries or posts of trades that we actually take and post them on the floor so that other fellow members can see. But we do have party members or community members that do not, you know, engage, and that's nothing wrong with that. They're sitting back and, you know, probably quietly observing what's going on in the activity and, you know, trading themselves. Nothing wrong with that, because, you know, the Discord community is a way to be able for community members to learn just as well. So, you know, you don't have to be an outspoken person at all. That's just fine, you know. And maybe you're still in the learning and understanding process of what to look for and how to actually trade, you know, supply and demand, because that's how I trade. And most, I'm sure, some of, you know, the members that are part of the community trade supply and demand as well. And they probably have other strategies that they trade too. But yeah, you know, kind of drop a comment down below here on the video and let me know, you know, did you take some of the same setups? What's some of the setups that you actually took that I, you know, that maybe I didn't take? You don't have to be going much detail. You can just give the price level or, you know, the zone, the supply or demand zone, and what you took your trade from. But, you know, and also I want to know, do you trade supply and demand as well? You know, when you're looking for your entries, and maybe you trade higher time frames or lower time frame charts than I do, or different types of charts. But either way, you know, just want to see if some of you guys ended up taking some of the same trades that I did, and it'd be interesting to know if you took some other trades, and maybe it wasn't even on the you know, the ES or the NASDAQ. Maybe it was, you know, some of the currency future markets, or some of the commodity markets. You know, maybe it was oil or natural gas, or you know, gold. Maybe some of the meats or grains or whatever it may have been. You know, the bond market. So, you know, but what I'm trying to say is that the strategy I use is universal, so it works across any particular market. You know, I don't even care if you trade Forex or options. You know, it works, guys. You just have to know and really define and wait patiently to look for those right setups. So just leave a comment down below. You know, I just want to hear from some of you individuals. Did you take some of the same trades today? You know, you had some of the same zones marked off on your charts. So that helps me kind of see where you guys' minds at, you know, see if you are engaging and really trading and understanding, you know, what zones are high probability zones. And because I've talked about it before, as far as, you know, the step-by-step process or the procedure, how I identify the strategy and use it. Okay, in a sense, you know, the breaker structure, you know, you're looking for price to pull back to a key area, supply and demand, and then we're looking for, does that area have an imbalance, meaning where there's a gap at from where price, you know, push higher, you know, off a demand zone and left an imbalance or a gap area there, and then waiting for price to come back to it and looking for the, you know, for the rejection to be able to trade off of. Okay, and I also want to share this video too. I know a lot of individuals are trying to really fine tune, you know, possibly where they place their hard stops, if they trade with hard stops, you know, and where to really get out of the trade, because maybe you don't have the, you know, type of capital to where you can weather the storm several points. I know I talk about the median or mid area of a supply or demand area. Price comes in, but, you know, where you don't have, maybe you're afraid, or you don't want to put your stop right at the back end of a supply or demand area because it's just too much, you know, too much drawdown there, of too many points or too many ticks, and you don't really have the capital to be able to weather that storm. So, you know, I'm going to show you just kind of a way in which kind of, you know, maybe allow you to get a trade quicker. So we'll take a look at that, all right? Because some of you guys have asked, you know, I really don't want to stay in the trade, you know, till price comes back and stops me out at supply or demand area, the back end of it, or even at the median part of the supply or demand zone. You guys, you know, I talk about you have to allow the market to kind of give it some breathing room. The tighter you make your stops, there's nothing wrong with that, but you just have to understand there may be possibilities to where you may take or get stopped out more frequently, because the market is going to test certain areas, and it's because it's trying to stop traders out, for one, because the fact is maybe liquidity is sitting in an area, or they're just trying to rush sell stops because they know where buyers or sellers are putting their stop losses. Okay, the banks, the institutions, that's their aim, that's their goal, is to set up those traps in the market and to take your money. And then, you know, I know a lot of you guys have seen where you got stopped out and the market goes right in your direction. That happens all the time. So, but for those that are really interested in kind of identifying or clarifying, giving more of a precise pinpoint area or where to, or how to quickly get out of a trade, I'll show you that today. You know, and you can use this tool or technique, but you just have to be mindful that the market does have to have a little bit of breathing room, okay? But anyways, diving into what I'm talking about today, just want to show you a couple of entries, and maybe you took some of the same trades. So, you know, let me know down below. So what I saw, I'm looking at the ES, okay? Now, I was back and forth between the NASDAQ and the ES futures here, okay? So what I saw was that the market prior to a few days ago was making lower lows and lower highs, okay? Now, this is off my 12 range chart. So on the 12 range chart, which is primarily my entry chart, I have a directional bias up until the 7th of September of a bearish direction, okay? You know, up until we made this low right here, right? And then price pushed up, pulled back. We kind of got similar lows sitting right here. The price kind of wicked it out just a little bit. That's a sign of there could be a possible, you know, short-term reversal in the market. But either way, it was, okay, because price came down, and when it starts wicking out at the bottom of an area at a low where it can't, or it could be a high where it can't push any higher or lower, that's a sign that it may be trying to turn around. So what it did was it made a low here, lower high, similar low right here, and then it started pushing to the upside here and breaking back into this swing right here. I think I may have talked about this area here a couple videos ago, but it started breaking back into this area right here. So what it did was started making higher highs and higher lows and breaking above areas of structure, right, you know, within this swing as it started making, you know, those higher highs and higher lows. So when it does that and it starts taking out, or we get a break of structure, even within a swing, so this is internal structure right here within a bigger area of structure right here, or swing, what we get is price taken out above here at 64. So when it did that, you know, you have opportunities to look for pullbacks to go long, okay? So now we're talking about Friday session, which was September the 8th, okay? Now if you're someone that was trading, may say the, I don't know, the London session, you maybe caught this trade here around 5 in the morning. But, you know, this was an opportunity where price was actually tapping into, you know, a fair value gap within this area of demand when price pushed up higher right here. Okay, you see all these green candles pushing to the upside. It didn't come right down to this demand area right here. So there was, if you trade fair value gaps, then you can look for opportunity at when price tapped into an FEG area and started to show signs of rejection and taking an entry long. Now, I wasn't up that time in the morning because I don't trade London session. I'm asleep. So I had no interest in trading at that area, okay? But price started once the market opened at 9:30 Eastern time. It could be 8:30 Central time, or maybe you're on the West Coast, 6:30. But anyways, price started making higher highs and higher lows. Now, I took a trade right here on the pullback. Why? This was my opportunity to take a trade right here. I was interested here. Now, we were only like 1 or 2 ticks away from tapping into the demand zone here, all right? Now, this was aggressive buying to the upside right here and price pushed back. I took my shot there because the fact is 1 or 2 ticks, you know, is to me, I'm not bothered by that, you know. Even though I didn't fully tap back into the zone until a little bit later on in the afternoon, maybe 1 o'clock, I was still interested here if I saw rejection. That's the key, the rejection. Now, when I saw the rejection, you know, I'm going to get in, okay? You can scale down to a full range chart on an even lower time frame and maybe look for, the W formation or slight break instruction and pull back to go long type technique. But I saw opportunity here, and I saw we had a little area of liquidity where if price rejected this area, that it's going to come up there and grab that, and it did. So I took my shot and went long here, and I put that out on the Discord community too, that actual trade. So if you're part of the Discord community, this was around at 44.63 and a half, 44.64 area, and it was around about 11 a.m. on Friday. Okay, so I was back and forth again between the NASDAQ and the ES, and after that we got a push up here, but we had a high right here at the price pushed higher here, and it actually broke this area, the top end of this area. It broke structure right here at 44.73. Once price pulled back, this was my long shot to go long. And it made a lower high here and started pushing to the downside here. So, you got to be able to follow market structure and understand where the opportunities lie to get into a trade, either supply and demand. And because we started breaking structure back to the upside here, my interests were to go long, okay, at that point there, because we broke a decent area of structure right here as it pushed higher here. So I'm looking for opportunities on pullbacks to go long. I'm not saying you can't go short, but my opportunities for shorts are going to be, if price starts to push higher, I'm going to be looking above to see are there supply areas where price can reject it. But because we're now at the bottom here off of Thursday's move up, and it started making higher highs, breaking areas of structure, I'm looking for pullbacks to go long. So an area of interest I'm looking at, possibly price can get down here, will be off the ES. I know the market doesn't open until 6 p.m. Eastern time today, and maybe it's going to gap down. I'm not sure. Maybe it's going to come down here and tap into this, or maybe it may not happen until Monday morning U.S. session. But either way, there is a demand zone resting right here where we have a gap at right here that I'm waiting for price to tap into, and we're at the low at the area of beneath or a lower portion of this high volume area right here. Okay, so I always like to buy and take interest in areas where there are discounted prices when I'm buying, and at a premium I'm looking for, meaning above a high volume area where prices are higher is short. Okay, so long was here, take it up here. So long was here, you take it up back up to 74. Okay, so that was the area of interest right there. And then I'm going to go over to the NASDAQ and just kind of give you a quick rundown of trades that I took. Not to go into much detail, but we're going to switch over now and look at the NASDAQ again. The NASDAQ, again, I'm looking at this area right here. That's why I have this green line right here. Right here at 44.48. So it could be a possible area where price could pull back to. Also down here at the bottom, if price comes down here around the 39.5 area. Okay. Again, we have a small little area of volume right here. And we'll look for price to, if it comes down, maybe between 39 and 38, somewhere, maybe a little bit lower than this little high volume area right here. Again, at a discounting area to go long. Okay, so the market the structure, we got this push down, breaker structure above here, but this could be just a strong retracement for price to push lower. So if we push lower, then and we break this area or this low right here, we'll be looking for areas for price to look for shorts, okay, at areas of supply. So you have to be able to follow the structure of the market at any given point. All right. Okay, so looking at the NASDAQ now, okay, same thing, prices making lower lows, lower highs, and then on the 7th of September, we started making higher highs and higher lows, breaking structure to the upside. We took out this area here and started making these structure breaks to the upside, making higher highs and higher lows. And that's what it did moving into the 8th. We had this little retracement here, and then price started pushing higher. So after we started breaking structure to the upside, every opportunity where price is at a demand area, you can go be looking for long entries, like right here, here, on these pullbacks, okay? Because price was starting to break structure to the upside here. Pullback here, price breaks higher, okay? I have this area here marked. This is a demand zone, so we look for a long, right? So what I noticed on September the 8th, okay, there was a short opportunity right here shortly after the market, well, about a half an hour after the market opened up at 9:55, somewhere around there, right before 10 a.m., okay? We had a supply zone sitting up here, okay? Even though we're breaking structure to the upside, you have to be able to look to the left-hand side of your chart to see, okay, are there areas where price can reject, or, where the supply zone's at? This was a breaker structure lower. So it created an area of demand, as you can see, excuse me, it's not demand, supply, right here where we had aggressive selling to the downside. There's an imbalance or a gap right here as well. So imbalance, gap, whatever you want to call it, okay? But price retraces back to the supply zone right here, okay? This is an opportunity to go short it. But you have to be mindful and look in here. This is the 60 range chart, my higher time frame. So I'm marking this zone up off of the higher time frame 60 range chart. Opportunity here, but you have to be able to look below to see if there's any kind of means of support that could, where price could actually, you know, after it rejects here, that price could pause, stop at, and then continue making its move maybe to the upside. And there was. Look out to the left right here. If you get the rejection right here at the supply zone, look below, look to the left, and you can see right here where price could actually, you know, reject that. So when I saw this right here and I saw this area supply, I noticed there was a small area of liquidity resting below here at 36. So, you know, that was an opportunity if we got the rejection to go short, all right? Not strictly off the 12 range, excuse me, the 60 range chart. Look over at your 12 range, look for rejection, and then take your opportunity to go short, all right? And my first aim is going to be this area of liquidity resting right here that I noticed here on the 60 range chart, but I got to be mindful of this area of support just as well because price could stop there. It could bounce off that area. So this is that same area on the 12 range chart, that 60 range supply zone. I saw the rejection here. I saw the break lower, you know, price breaking the break of a candle below, you know. So I took my opportunity to scalp the area down to the down to the downside, you know, and it did exactly that. It came down below 36. So, you know, if you got into the trade somewhere around here at 64, you can take it on down, you know. Yes, a lot of people, they have a hard time weathering or staying into a trade, but that just comes with experience and practice and practice and practice. But the biggest thing is to be able to look at the levels on your chart to determine where price could actually stop it. That's the hardest thing for people to understand, because, and one of the hardest reasons why they have a hard time staying in trade, because they have a hard time looking out on the chart to see what is there, what are the roadblocks, what are areas where price could take profit at, or the market could, you know, end up where you could take profit at based on price action. Okay, what is taking place? If I see an area of liquidity off of the higher time frame, say for instance, like right here, I can pretty much bet and almost know that, okay, I see the area of liquidity resting here on the higher time frame, but this also is near an area where price could, a support area where price could actually bump up against or stall at. So I get the rejection off the 12 range. I'm gonna go short and at least try to capitalize on the area of liquidity, okay, when I'm looking at here on the higher time frame chart. All right, so 36 plus is in this area right here, okay. So that would have been, you know, a nice entry to take, and I did take that trade. I didn't post that one over on the Discord, I don't believe. I did post my ES entry. I don't always post all my entries, my trades, guys, because that'd be like, just, you know, sometimes I can't record them quick enough, or I'm just maybe busy, whatever the case is. But I try to post most of my entries or trades that I take over in the Discord, just kind of put them out there, and so that other people can see. A lot of you guys take the same type of trades. So anyways, moving on to the next trade. Okay, the opportunity. So yeah, price rejected this supply zone right here, pushed down, and then it breaks higher, right? Okay, got to break structure to the upside or break higher. This could have been a pullback right here to go long. I didn't take this trade here because I was in on, I believe, that trade over on the ES. Okay, so I didn't take this one here, but this one on a pullback right here was a great opportunity. I did take this one on the NASDAQ again. With price push pullback retraces right here. Okay, now again, what happened here? We have structure of the market, follow the structure, pushing to the upside. So I'd be interested, because we're breaking structure to the upside now, to look for pullbacks to go what? To go long, okay? And that was the thing. Look for a pullback to a key area where it's untested and there's a gap, okay, with aggressive buying to the upside. This is a demand zone. Pulls back to this zone right here, get the rejection. Again, this is off the higher time frame. Scale down to I scale down to my next lowest time frame. That's my entry chart, my 12 range chart, which is right here. On the 12 range, this is the demand zone. Off the 60 range chart, the higher time frame, get this little W formation at the bottom here. That's sign of rejection, you know, or, you know, you can wait for maybe a break of structure to the upside, pull back and go long. However you want to, you know, look for your means of rejection. I talk about that in multiple videos. But I saw the rejection here, and I took it at the break of the candle. I saw this, you know, this means of this little W formation here at the bottom. A lot of people look for that. And I look for the break of the candle in the opposite direction. area of interest. If you look at the higher time frame 60 range, you got to be careful just as well, because when price retraces and tap into this demand zone right here, there's an area of resistance right here. Okay, now we do have, if you look at the higher time frame, there's liquidity that can be taken right here as well. So I'm interested in that zone or that area. You know, even though I know price could reject this area and come right here and stall or bounce off of, and possibly basically a pullback to push lower. But when I see this area of liquidity, most times price is going to try to take out an area of liquidity once it rejects off a demand or supply area, even on a higher time frame. And because we have a higher time frame liquidity area right here, this is the 60 range chart, my aim is I started aiming for that area right there. Okay, now if I get a strong means of rejection right here at resistance, I'll get out the trade. But price did exactly that. If you look at the lower time frame, rejection here, and price just, it came out to that area of resistance, which is this zone right here. Not zone, but this area here around 318. I believe it's the same area. You can see it right here, 318, 319. It rejected that area. Okay, it bounced from that. It's going to, I have a hard time pushing through that, but I saw a pullback. It didn't come back down here to where I have, you know, my entry at, to where I probably break even. It pulled back a little bit, and then it took off, and it aimed for those areas of liquidity off the higher time frame, right here above this area here at 47 or 48, and it did that. So that was a nice opportunity to go long there on this pullback right here. Now there's also I'd say opportunity right here. If price pulls back, the next zone of interest could be, I'll show it to you guys, right here. Okay, this is an untested area of demand as well. We could pull back here and see some type of rejection here in this zone right here as well. Now price did come down after it actually rejected that area, that zone right here, that demand zone. That's why I took a trade going long. It pushed up, and then it started pushing lower. Now I took a short entry. I think it was around let me take a look here, 30 or 28 area, somewhere in there, because I noticed what price was doing. It was making lower lows and lower highs after it rejected off of this area of supply here prior to. So, and I was looking at the structure of the market and was pushing making higher highs and higher lows here, and to me it seemed like it was trying to test for this area here within this swing to the upside here where price broke structure. We started getting these once I saw this activity where price was making lower lows and lower highs, and I just, you know, I look for pretty much a pullback, an area to go short from, because to me it was as if price was aiming for this area of demand down here at the bottom. And I believe that it's probably going to come down to this area here, but we don't know, because now the market is, you know, it won't open back up until this evening time around 6 p.m. But that was a shot that I took for looking for based on price action, you know, making lower lows and lower highs. Price pull back here. I got into the trade way too late, okay, but I still was aiming for this low right here and possibly lower areas, and it did that. It took out this low here, it pushed lower, and it was trying to aim for this area here. But you know, price is just not going to just all times just rush to an area where you're looking to take out at, or where you have where interest lies. It's going to go down there and pull back, because that's just the market and how it moves. It has its ebbs and flows, you know, low, lower, high, low, lower, high. It pulls back. That's how the market moves. You know, it's not doing this all the time, you know, moving sideways. Most times it's either making higher highs and higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs to the downside. So I took my shot when I saw price started making this structural move to the downside, or the attempting, you know, the structure, this you know, type of movement to the downside where it's making higher highs and higher lows after rejecting and having a hard time pushing higher here, making a new high. It started making lower lows and lower highs. So I had interest in going short. Okay. So anyways, yes, long entry off of this area right here, a short entry I took off of here, off of the NASDAQ. And this is an area of interest I'm looking to possibly maybe take a long from. So we'll see what happens there. But that's all I want to talk about today, guys. Just show you some trades that I took on Friday, which was September the 8th. And let me know down in the comment section below, did you take some of those same entries? You know, the one I took off the ES, or maybe you took some different ones. You know, just like to see and hear from you guys. What type of trades did you take on Friday? And that's probably something I may continue doing going forward. I make videos like this right here. I want people to engage, you know, and that's how we learn from each other, is really identifying areas of similarities. Did you take that same trade? You know, did you take something different? Maybe you saw something that I didn't see. You know, we all can't catch or see. That's the hard thing, you know, and it's the good thing as well. People get frustrated because they say, "Oh, I didn't see that level, or I didn't see that zone there to take a trade from." Well, you know, we are able to get in some and we miss some just as well. We can't see every opportunity or level on the charts at all times. Our eyes and our minds sometimes are just, they react differently. We see different things, and you know, that's what we take interest in. So maybe you took some different entries, you know, at some different areas. So leave a comment down below, okay? I appreciate that. Outside of that, that's all I have for you guys in this video here. I appreciate everyone tuning in. If you're a first-time subscriber, please take the time. Well, I should say first-time viewer, not subscriber, because you haven't subscribed yet, right? First-time viewer, thank you for watching today. If you wouldn't mind subscribing by clicking on the subscribe button down below, become a sub to the community here. You know, you don't have anything to lose. All you have to gain is a lot of learning. You know, I provide you great information and content that should help you and aid you in your own personal trading. So sub to the channel. That's all you have to do by clicking on the subscribe button down below. Make sure to turn your post notifications on by clicking on the bell. Guys, you're not going to want to miss any uploads here on this channel here, because I break things down and give you, you know, I give you some value, some meat, some substance in these videos, okay? Outside of that, please do me a favor and drop a like as well on the video if you found the content valuable and something that you can use, okay? And you found it just great content, okay? But outside of that, I appreciate everyone. If you're interested in joining the Discord, please take the time, look down below in the description portion of the video, find the Discord link and click on the link and invite yourself in. Come over and join us Monday through Friday during the US session on the trading floor channel over on the Discord. All right. Outside of that, that's all I have to say. I know I said outside of that 2 or 3 times already, but that's what it is. Okay, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. I'll see everyone in the next video, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.